Hello guys, welcome to a new video on Tower of God New World. And in this video I thought it would be fun to try and speculate how they're going to buff Po Bia Ren, Evankhell, and regular Yuri. So yeah, I will just try to give you my impressions on the revolution upgrades like the current ones and what they could actually do to make them better. I don't know what to expect, to be honest, for some of them, but I'll try my best to try and provide some ideas that I hope or think might turn true. So we'll see. Obviously, feel free to leave in the comments what you feel they're going to do to those units. I really have some weird ideas. I don't know. We'll see. So the first unit would be Evankhell. And my Evankhell, for those of you who know me and have been following me for quite a while, know that my Evankhell never really worked. Her passive was just too weird on my account. She always died before the first special move, and her whole kit relies on this one. So it's quite unfortunate that she doesn't have a Revolution upgrade on that, but she has one instead on one of the arguably most useless skills in the entire game. This is a super low multiplier on the enemy with the lowest defense. Okay, fine. And then just an HP back. It's trash. Like if you judge it by today's standard of the kits of the new units, this is just non-existent. This is SR level skill, like really low level. So this sucks, no doubt about it. So the fact that you're wasting the Revolution upgrade on this, it's trash. And I don't think they're going to move it to different skill. So we have to make the best with what we have here. Now, the current one is just a guaranteed crit on this useless skill. Doesn't matter, no, it's just trash. And what's funnier is that guaranteed crit is really irrelevant in adventure because you are going to have way above 100% crit rate anyway because she's a mage and she has it in Revolution. So this is just entirely worthless. Now, how they could make it better, we have to remember that at least for the previous 3 buffs, they didn't remove the existing one. So this is going to stay. It's going to be a guaranteed crit. Now, what they could do to make this better is one, disable it. To me, if you disable the skill, is better because you only want to loop your special moves. You don't want to be casting your active skills. They are both kind of trash. At least the other one has a bit of grouping, but this one is entirely worthless. So what they could do here is again disable it, but that's not going to happen. We all know that. So the next best thing would be making her invincible while casting this, and for like 2-3 seconds afterwards. So that if she uses Death Sentence followed by the Vortex, she'd still be covered by the invincibility, and then she goes in her special move. So that's one thing. Wouldn't be too bad. They could also add a buff. So like after casting the Death Sentence, you gain a buff for, I don't know, 16 seconds, increasing her magic pierce by 80%. I don't know, something like that. And that cannot be removed by buff removal skills. Something like this could be interesting. So yeah, that's definitely an option. I don't really have many other ideas. This is just a trash active skill. And for the passive, which is a bit more interesting, she has at the moment an HP recovery decrease on the targets. She has sort of a second life. Whenever she goes below 30%, she's healed back and deals AoE damage, which is non-existent. Is 200% of her attack, is nothing. And also increases her own attack by 80% for 15 seconds. The current Revolution upgrade is just a 500 energy increase, which on a Revolution, with a Rainbow 5 Evankhell guarantees, in theory, because mine didn't, but whatever, guarantees the first special move to be cast, which is pretty good. So what they could do, from my point of view here, is first change this HP recovery decrease to an HP recovery block. This would be pretty amazing to have on this unit. So that's also likely, I think. Next thing would be to make this attack buff stackable to like up to 2 times and remove the 15 seconds plus making it unremovable. So you can have up to 160% attack buff for the duration of the fight that cannot be removed by buff removal skills. That would be pretty good. If they add these 2 things, which I don't think are too unreasonable, then definitely we're off to a good start. The thing is not really a start because that's all she's getting, but it's at least somewhat usable. I guess. They could make it even better, maybe making it actually cannot stack 2 times because ancient power only proc once. So maybe upgrading it directly to like 240% attack increase that lasts until the end of the battle and cannot be removed. I don't know why I said stacking, but whatever. And yeah, turning this into an HP recovery block. This would already be pretty massive, to be honest. At least if you're not going to use her as a DPS, she can still be used as sort of a tanky unit to provide that really good HP recovery block on an AoE that is not a removable but easy to reapply at least. An additional thing they could do immediately after gaining energy is also to give her 2 seconds of invincibility. That would also be dope for people that have an Evankhell like mine that doesn't really cast the special move like immediately. So that could be an option, and I think that would make her really, really good. Let me know again your thoughts in the comments. Now for the next units, okay, I don't even have to filter, they're already here. We have Ren. Ren, fortunately for him, has the upgrade on the special move and the passive. Both of them are really important to him. And so we can get started with the passive first. So the passive is going to summon the bull that has 160% of Po Bia Ren stats and also increase Ren physical and magic resistance by 40%. That cannot be removed with buff removals. That was pretty obvious even if they didn't mention that, because even if you got it removed, then it would be reapplied immediately, but whatever. And if the bull is dead, you are going to have a debuff instead, but it's a very small one. The bull is going to attack Ren's target and have the movement speed increased by 40% and swiftness increased by 40 when Ren is attacked. This is very low uptime, I'd say. And if Po Bia Ren dies, the bull dies with him. The current revolution upgrade is just Ren will not be targeted for 6 seconds at the start of the battle, which is pretty weak of an effect. Now, what they could do is either increase even more the stats of the bull, even though it's the strongest summon we have at the moment in the game. All the other ones are taking only 120% of the stats at best, even though obviously Ray summon are going to be stronger because Ray has better stats, but that's okay, I'd say. And they could make it like 200%. That would make the Ren just busted, the bull just busted and have insane amounts of evasion. So insane. They could also just, instead of providing only physical and magic resistance increases, also provide attack, defense, and magic pierce increase for Ren, like 40, 40, 40, or maybe even 60, 60, 60, to be honest. And it would be pretty dope. Nothing insane, because it's not really going to be that game changing, but it would improve his damage. That is kind of Ren weakness at this point. For the rest of the effects here, there is really nothing they could touch, I would say. And in terms of additional things they could do, I don't really know, to be honest. I think those were my main ideas. So increasing the bull stats even further and just giving Ren more offensive buffs while the bull is alive. That would be my idea there. And maybe making these buffs permanent. I don't know, but I would say that's what I would expect to see here. But I will probably be surprised. I think they will think of something smarter than this. If you have any ideas, again, let me know. For the special move, is also like the core part of his damage and where his burst is coming from. So he has 1200% attack as damage plus 5 hits from the bull for a total of 2200% attack as damage on a target, with also a magic resistance decrease and a what else here? Sorry, the stun, which is not bad. We have the Revolution upgrade that is just invincibility while using it, which is fine because it's going to teleport in the middle of the enemy team. The thing they could also add is maybe other than the magic resistance decrease, also adding a defense shred, so defense decrease. That would be pretty dope. If they were to add obviously something like HP recovery block, that would be insane, but that's probably not gonna happen here. So I'd say defense decrease, maybe 60%. That would be pretty nice. And they should also do something more because this is pretty basic. Like, okay, it's some damage, but they should also probably give him some sort of stacking buffs. So, okay, decrease the enemy defense, and then you also get, I don't know, 80% attack buff that can stack up to 3 times and last until the end of the battle. Maybe this one could be removable because you're going to spam the special move a lot anyway, so it would be fair for the enemies to be able to remove it. And yeah, that is just my idea. I don't think there would be much else, but I think a defense shred would definitely be helpful. So yeah, let me know again what you think about these upgrades on that guy. And then we have the last one. We have regular Yuri. She also luckily has an upgrade on the special move and the passive. She's in a bit of a weird spot. She has more damage than Ren, but still not enough to be used as a DPS nowadays. And what they could do, let's have a look first at the passive. This is just the first hit that is going to jump on the highest attack enemy, knock them down, and do some damage. And then she always only target the highest attack enemy. She's immune to command and provoke, so no ally unit can tell her who to attack, and no enemy can provoke her. So yeah, she's always going to attack the highest attack enemy. Then we also have her turning attack decreases into attack buffs for herself and swiftness decreases into swiftness buffs for herself. And that's all her passive does, which is not too bad. She also has a revolution upgrade that is going to make her invincible until she lands this first hit. And that's about it. That was pretty good to counter some units in PvP. It wasn't really too useful in PvE, even though you could use regular Yuri as sort of a bait unit for, again, highest attack enemies, but that doesn't work out all the time. So it was kind of meh. Now, what they could do is either try to enforce your use of her as a Ryana unit, so maybe adding sort of an HP percentage damage to the first hit. Maybe saying uh, this leap is going to deal also 50% of the enemy max HP. That could be interesting, maybe even 60%, I don't know. And that would be good coupled with Ryana, even though Ryana only increases the attack, so you would have quite a bit of attack damage. Then the 50 or 60% max HP damage, that could be interesting to try and kill a unit. But I don't think is really that important. What I could also do is just make her immune to all status effects regardless. And whenever she would be afflicted by any status effect, then she gains both the attack and swiftness stacks. And they could also make them not removable by the enemies and double the amounts. So 32 per stack and 48 per stack, max 5 stacks, and they will proc every time there is a debuff or status effect applied to her and just make her immune. Probably making her immune to straight up every single debuff would be unfair, but as debuffs, they could just keep attack and swiftness decrease and then add also the condition for status effects. That could be interesting, sort of an option. Probably even make her busted, to be honest, but that would be pretty solid. Other ideas, to be honest, I don't really have. What I expect them to do is actually probably double these numbers and make them just unremovable, which is kind of trash if you're not facing units with these specific debuffs. That's why I mentioned that they should also add a generic condition that will make this part actually usable. Now for the special move, this is sort of also the core of her kit. She's going to provoke enemies nearby, charge up for 5 seconds, during while she cannot go below 1 HP, and then hit every enemy nearby 8 times for 240% of her attack, every single hit. And the last one is also going to knock back the target, doesn't really matter. And she's also going to add 50% of her damage taken to the damage of her final punches, but that is limited to 300% of Yuri's attack. And then we have, yeah, the last part is immune to status effects and cannot drop below 1 HP. She also has the evolution effect to give her special move 40% physical move pierce. Physical pierce. Now, what could they do here? I think they could remove the condition for this part of the special move. So maybe making it directly deal max damage so that you can use regular Yuri with units that CC the enemy team. So she's going to go in the middle of the enemy team, provoke them. Maybe you have someone else that stuns them, like let's say a Garam, that would also increase special move pierce. which is something that you would want with Yuri. But if you do, then she's not going to get punched because she has a very, like Garam has a very long stun. And so they could remove the condition here and just say attack coefficient is increased by the maximum amount. We also have an additional 200% from the exclusive equipment. And I think also an additional 40% base. So that would be a total of 780% if my math is right. That's quite the amount for 8 hits. So just making it straight up always work at maximum coefficient would be pretty dope. And other ideas, to be honest here, there are not really that many, other than maybe adding max HP damage to every single hit. Like other than removing this coefficient, also adding a 5% max HP per hit, which is 40% max HP total. That would be pretty dope and definitely would bring her back into the meta somehow, at least from what I feel. Other ideas? I don't really know, guys. What do you think about this as well? Because it's not really that easy to add effects to this special move, I think. But yeah, that was pretty much all from my side. Again, I'm looking forward to seeing your comments, and I will see you guys, well, today. I think by the time this video is released, we will also get the kits for Cassano and Yama on the same day. So I will see you guys later. Bye.